Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm Georgia and today I'm testing out this Tarte set that I got from QVC. It was a Today Special Value and I did buy it quite a while ago, but I'm finally getting around to filming a look with it. It has got an eyeshadow palette, a mascara, a lip product, foundation brush, and then an eyebrow product there. I put all the information below about what it's called and how much it was because I can't remember any of that right now. I did buy it a few weeks ago, but otherwise I'll leave the links and everything down below. But basically, this is just a full face of Tarte makeup today. I thought I'd be testing out the set and see how I go on with it. I have used a few of these products before. The mascara I have used in the past. I have had a Tarte foundation in the past and I've used their eyeshadow as well, but I haven't used these actual products here. I have been using this Tarte brush because I do think it's quite nice. I tried it out the first time and I was like, wow, it's really nice. So I have been using that. That's why it's a little bit dirty there. But other than that, let's get into it. So first of all, I am going to go in with the foundation. This is the Found Sealer foundation. I can't remember how you pop it up. There you go. It's got like a twisty bit on the top. It is a cool idea and it does look pretty cool on the bottle, but it does get quite like messy looking on there as well. I'm just going to take this with the brush that it came with. I think this is just the Tarte complexion brush. I have used it quite a few times and it's a little bit dirty there. I do need to wash it, but I do really like this brush. It's so compact and it really does put the foundation on there really nicely. I haven't used this foundation too much. It's tended to be like with other foundations I've been using this, like a tinted moisturiser to make as well, works really well. Just going to pump out a bit on the back of my hand there. Thing is as well with this one, they do have plenty of colours of foundation, but on the QVC website that I got this from, when it was on the deal, it only came with a few different shades that you could choose from. So this is the shade 13N and that was the lightest shade they did. Now I know I am putting like a lot on and I'm going straight in with the brush. I suppose if you just put a bit on first and then blended it out, you might be able to get it a bit more like sheer looking. Yeah, I've definitely put way too much on. That's what I usually do, to be honest with you. I'm trying to get out of the thing of doing that. I'm going to go in my beauty blender just to kind of take off any excess. Because sometimes you like, when you do put a lot of foundation or too much foundation on, you do then get it like the streak marks in it sort of thing from the brush. And although that is a good brush, where I have used it a few times now, like it has like sort of separated slightly, so it does then make the lines more than when you use it when it's clean. I would say the colour isn't a fantastic match for me, like it is a slightly different undertone and it is slightly too dark for me. As you can see, like the difference sort of on my neck. But otherwise it is passable, like it's not too orange when it's actually on my face, it's just in comparing it to the rest of my actual like skin tone and everything. But then a lot of foundations do that anyway, and also this wasn't the largest shade that I could have got. It does say it's fair neutral, which I guess a lot of the shades could be. Like a B could be like fair neutral and underneath could be all of the little individual shades. But I do think this was just like too dark for me. But once again, it was because it was just part of the set. This wasn't a colour that I chose. This was just the lightest shade that they were offering at that time. I don't actually have a blush, but I was thinking I could go in with the Maracula Juicy Lip. I think you like... You press the button on the bottom and it pumps up, but then you can only use it, you can't pump it back down, but it is quite like a liquidy sort of form and it does melt down very quickly. So I'm going to just put a bit of that on my cheeks and then blend it in before I powder anything. And then just going in my beauty blender again just to kind of blend that out a little bit more. And then just going to powder my face. I haven't got a Tarte powder, so I'm just going to go and use another one quickly, whatever I can find, because this needs setting. Next we have the Big Ego Brow Pencil and Gel. And I believe it is a universal shade. This is the sort of colour of that. I think it's quite cool toned brown. Or it might just be like a neutral, you know. And then it does come with a gel on the end, which is just clear. Once again, so it kind of suits everybody more. I'm just going to go in and fill my brows now. So I've just gone in with the brow pencil and I'm going to go with the gel. Obviously this is just a clear gel, so mainly just to kind of put your brows in place. So this is the colour of the brow pencil there. It's kind of like a neutral, cool toned brown, so I guess it would kind of match with more like hair and skin tones. Now on to eyeshadow. This is the eyeshadow palette that is in the set. Has a big mirror on there, and then these are the shades. They look quite pretty. They're kind of warm neutral with some plum tones in there, and I would have said it was more of like I guess it's like a nighttime palette, but you probably use some of it for day as well, depending on what colours you use and what you like to wear normally anyway. But otherwise, yes, and it has got like the nice mirror on there too, so I do like that it folds back, so you can just use it for this too. I think I'm just going to go in with the lighter shade there, Like a Boss, and put that all over my lid to start off with. I have used quite a few Tarte products before. My mum's had an eyeshadow palette which I used to use a lot, like one of those big ones, which had like the blush and I think a highlighter in there as well. I've had various sort of like Tarte mascaras and stuff over the years. Had the Tarte Shape Tape, obviously. And then I think I've had Rainforest of the Sea, that foundation. There's probably been a few other bits as well, but they're the main sort of things that I remember. After that, I'm just going to go in with Authentic, just this top one here. So I think, I don't really know what sort of good looking I'm yet, but I think I'm going to go in with the shade Self Love, that sort of like purpley one there. I think it is slightly shimmery, but we shall see. I'm just using my Morphe M506 brush now. I think I might try and do some sort of like halo eye type thing. So I've just filled in the edges with this purpley colour, and I do think I'm going to go and put a slightly dark colour in the outer and inner corner a little bit more, just give it a bit more depth. And then I'm probably going to go in with like a shiny colour, metallic-y, sparkly, whatever, on the middle bit there. But let's just play around with it and see what I get, really. Most of my makeup never really turns out how I plan it to be anyway, so we'll see. Most of it when it comes to eyeshadow is sort of blending and building up the colour. Like the more you blend it out, the more natural it's going to look. Obviously this is not a natural look that I'm going for at all, but normally. Next I'm just going to go in with this shade here, Raise the Bar. And just take a little bit of that and really concentrate it on the very outer corner. And then we're going to take a bit and put it on the inner corner in a minute as well. Okay, so I know the halo section isn't even on either side, but let's just pretend that it is. I think I'm just going to go into the shade Flawless here. We'll see how that turns out. I'm just going to use my finger because I think that's the easiest way to kind of get it on there. And then just putting it where you left that gap. I really like the eyeshadows. I just don't like this look. I don't know what I was thinking. Don't know where it went. Don't know where it's going. It's just a mess. But you know, I'm going to keep going with it because it's on my face now. Just going to go in with Authentic again now. That one along top. And just put on my lower lash line. I think I'm just going to keep it as that. I don't think I'm going to put any of the other colour on just because I'd already messed it up too much anyway. Next, I am going in with the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. I have used this one many times before, and I think it does come in like different variations. I believe it is all the same product, but it's just got a different tube on the outside. Obviously, they do other mascaras as well, but of this one. See the difference? It does make them quite long and like separated and everything as well. It's a nice mascara. I do find with mascara it's kind of in general anyway, or not suit all the time, but that first bit I took out and put on this eye, it worked really well, did really nicely and everything. I didn't have to build up too much product. And then when I put over to this eye, I feel like I was struggling to get it to look the same, which it might just be because it's on this arm and this hand or something, and it's the opposite side, or whether it's the second lot of what you took out the tube after the first lot's been in there for a while. I don't really know. It might just be a thing at all. Maybe it's just me and like imagining it, but I feel like I had to do a lot more to get this eye to match what the eye had already done. But lastly, I'm going to go in with the Juicy Lip again there. Just clicking it up. This is the shade Hibiscus. Just clicking it up. Just push it up a bit more. You don't need too much because it does melt down pretty quickly. And I feel like it is a little bit messy as well. It does feel really nice though. It's really nice because it is like the stick formula and then it melts onto your lips. It almost feels like, it smells like there's coconut oil in there as well, but it also almost feels like just nice and like comforting and soothing because you're rubbing this like stick on your lips, but it melts down really nicely. So this is the finished look. I don't really know if I like the look overall, like I'm not really happy with it, but otherwise I'm happy with the products and everything. The eyeshadow palette is sort of lacking in variation of sorts. Obviously there's kind of like the three main colour stories there. You've got the nudes, like the copper sort of plums, and then also like the brown plum, if that makes any sense. So you can see there's a few different, obviously you can use them for a lot of things, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 8 shimmers in there. There's 8 shimmers and then 8 mattes in there. Like the mattes are these two here, this one, which are all kind of similar anyway, especially with those two. Obviously they do pay off differently and they will be different, but I feel like those three are very similar colours anyway. And then that one's a matte, that one, and that one, and then possibly that one there as well. So it's kind of like, what can you do with the mattes, the colours that they are? The shimmers are nice and the colour of the shimmers are nice, but what can you do with the mattes before you put that colour down, before you then have to put a shimmer on top of it, because you can't really mix it with any of the other mattes or do anything else with it before just putting a shimmer on. Maybe that's just me. I don't really wear that much shimmery eyeshadow and stuff anyway. I tend to go for matte colours more. The eyebrow pencil was okay again. Like it's nice, it has got the gel on the end of it. It's nice if you're travelling and stuff. It is meant to be a universal shade, whether that is for everybody or not, but otherwise it was a nice colour on me. The mascara, again, just a basic mascara, the sort of thing you'd expect from Tarte. It is like a Tarte mascara. I don't know how really to explain it. It's not really like a massively amazing. It's just a mascara for me personally anyway. Obviously it might work different or like be someone else's favourite, but that's fine, fair enough. It just doesn't really wow me that much. It is a mascara that I will continue to use though because I do like it. The lip product, the Maracula Juicy Lip, it is really nice, it is really pretty, it feels really nice on the lips as well. It's just a little bit messy for me, like it does melt down quite quickly. It does smell nice as well. I think it's got like coconut oil and a few different like oils and stuff in there to help moisturise your lips. The brush I really like. Obviously at the moment it's dirty because I've used it quite a few times. I need to wash that and it does then end up separating a bit more. But it is a really nice sort of like brush. It's nice and compacted and like dense. So you can really kind of get it on there and around everything. And then the foundation. I don't really know how I feel about this foundation yet. I have powdered it already, but it is kind of coming through and it's quite tacky. So maybe I do need to put more of a powder or a setting powder on top of it. But otherwise it is nice. It's not really the right shade for me. I wish they did another lighter one in the collection of like the sets of things that we're doing on QVC. But otherwise I know it does come in lighter shades on the Tarte website. So it has loads of shades on there actually. So I would be able to find my colour in that. But I think just this one's slightly too dark for me. Or just slightly too different undertone because of, I don't know, I feel like I can see it on my neck. I'm just aware that it's on my face, you know. And it is quite thick as well. I know I did put a lot on and that's my problem. I've got to sort that out for myself. But I did put a lot on. But I do feel like, I don't know, I don't really know how, I don't know how I feel about it right now. But maybe I'll have to use it a few more times to really see how I feel. And test out the different amounts that I put on, the products I use on top of it and everything as well to see that. But otherwise, it's an okay foundation. I do really like Tarte products. They're really pretty in their packaging and their presentation and everything. And they do tend to be quite consistent over their products. So what their products will be like. So one mascara will be very sort of not say similar, but you know what sort of standards to expect from it from another one of the mascaras. Same with their foundations and like the eyeshadow palettes and stuff. They're very consistent throughout. So it is quite a good brand to get into if you do like it, because you know you'll like a lot of their other products. And a lot of their stuff is actually really good as well. I'm not like dissing any of this. I do like quite a lot of it here. It's just a case of me testing it out and trying different colour combinations within the palette, and also using this palette with other palettes, because you don't have to just stick to one just because that's that. You can use some colours out of this. I guess I could use other mattes out of other palettes if I wanted to, and then go for some of these colours to kind of like top them off and everything. But otherwise, yes, this is the finished look. I hope you like this video. Hopefully you like this video and it's helped you make some choices about the makeup today. This was a set that I got from QVC, but you can buy all of these products separately. Some of them are available on the QVC website. Otherwise it'll be Tarte.com, I believe it is, or just their Tarte American website. You can buy stuff from the UK on there and have it shipped over. We bought an eyeshadow palette before because it was in the sale, so we got it. And then the shipping, we had to pay some amount for shipping, but then when it got here we didn't have to pay customs. So I don't know if it's similar to like the Colourpop situation when you pay like the taxes at the checkout and then you don't have to pay for customs when you get here. But otherwise, check that out for yourself. I'll leave the link to the websites and stuff below, so you can always have a look for that as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!